Got one I just finished yesterday from my buddy Damien. So he is the winner of the winner's choice, where you get to pick the dial on the waffle on my build page yesterday. Um, and selected this dial. This is one of the dials. Now, I did this dial before as a distressed pilot dial, but this was with my other engraver, and we did it laser etched, where we actually lasered out some of the markings around it and did a brushed finish on it. So it's very hard to capture in the light, especially, I guess, with the sun being back up that way. It's harder to kind of show. I'm usually doing it in the evening, and the sun is usually in front of me. Now it's back up that way somewhere. As you can see, my phone doesn't know what to focus on. But you can see when we hit it in the light that it's brushed. There you go. Now you can see it. So it's one of those, you pick the dial, you do the rest, and I thought these look really good when it's all silver. So just to show you those cutouts in there, those lines there are cut out, the circles on the military style in the middle are cut out, and the arrow in the center is obviously then the hands. So it looks really cool at night. And then just since we have this out, the matching beads that go with it also have some lumed beads on there as well to go with the build. So brushed case. I did one of the military style stars with the circles around it for the crown. Different style, smaller coin bezel. I thought it looked pretty sharp on there. Plus, I like to keep everything a little bit different than what I've done before. Then did a silver with white minute insert, which kind of parallels what we've got on that outer ring. I did one of the Vostok style brushed with center polished straps, and I told them they must have smaller wrists over there because this is full size and it moves around on me. I'm right under 7-inch wrist, but just in case there was an issue with it, I was going to throw in one of the brushed, how would we say it? Just a brushed butterfly style clasp, which is a larger style on there. So one of the reasons I did this, I thought not only does this go with it nicely, but I had this nice engraved navigator, and I thought this navigator goes great with the dial, but I only had it in a 20mm style clasp, and this is the only style band that I even had, which was 22 down to 20. I didn't have one of these engraved on a 22mm to go with like a standard brushed strap. So in the future, Damien, if you go, hey man, I like this and I like that, but I really like that brushed, can you make me one with the, maybe you want something different written across there. Just let me know. I can work something out with you on getting you something like that. But still thought it went with it nicely. Then for a little bit of pop of color, since it's all silver up here, it's kind of hidden. This is an oversized large window exhibition caseback, so it's going to come up off your wrist a little bit, but they're pretty killer. So this is AR coded. This goes from purple to a yellow, and it might be tough to you can kind of see it there. Got a silver rotor in there, stainless steel movement holder, and then this large oversized exhibition caseback, so you can see the purple easily, and it's got that little protective thing on it that's got to get pulled off. But it goes from purple into yellow. Very, very, very cool exhibition caseback. So little throw in for you there, man. I appreciate you and your support. Also, silver handset. I didn't have to really say it, but silver handset. I wanted everything to be all silvers. So as always, now with his first build, he had a movable bezel, though for him it didn't really make sense to move it. Got a movable bezel on here. You can go left and right. It does not click. It's held on with a tension ring. And then I also wrap these with dental floss before I pop it on there, and that's just to give it some more drag, because when these things come stock, these donor watches, excluding the whatever bezel that comes on it that I pull off of it, sometimes you can get those things to just spin with your finger. And it's just because that tension ring holds it under the lip, but there's not a lot of tension. You got to do a lot of bending to get them to be tight. And often you bend them so much they no longer work, you can't get them on, or you didn't do it, it's still loose. So I do a combination. I use a different tension ring from another buddy, and his is tighter. And if I do it on a Cerakote build and I snap it on there, I don't need any dental floss. The thing's not moving. It's on there like freaking cement, because that Cerakote extra layer helps hold it. But with that said, on non-Cerakote ones, I wrap some dental floss on there and pop it on there. And at first I did it with the Cerakote ones, because if I'd have to pop it off and I got to really dig in there, I'm going to knock the Cerakote off, because it's just like fancy car paint, you know? So it's like, I don't want to have to take this bezel off if it doesn't work, so let's go and do this. Well, I did that and learned that I don't need to add that dental floss. But I do it on this one, and the only reason I bring that out is I've only had one person to date reference, hey man, what's this string hanging out of here? And they were able to wind it so much that instead of it mashing it down, it like kind of caught somewhere and kind of started pulling it out. It's like, you can pull it out, dude. It's just dental floss. It's just to make it a little bit tighter in there. But I put that in there. Gives it a little bit extra hold to it. Automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder to keep the time. But if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, you want to make sure that you wind it just a little bit so that you don't lose time throughout the day. So if you're going to be driving or sitting at a desk, etc. So what you'll do is you'll back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. You'll also feel that little bit of a wobble crown already off the threads, but you'll feel it clicking. At that point, you can wind it, and a wind is a turn away from you. Backwards doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to just go back and forth. And you keep your spacing off there nicely. When you pull it to your, if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds, even if you're not very active, you will keep time throughout the day. And if you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, you're going to max out your 31 plus hour power reserve on there. You can't overwind it, so you can wind it all day if you like. And it's not a hacking movement, so when you pull this out, it's going to keep going. When you pull it out, you'll actually feel the wobble crown a lot more. This deflects lateral pressure against going into the stem, into the movement. It's a nice little clutch system they have on here. You can go from winding it to setting the time, but you cannot go from setting the time back to winding it. Nothing happens. No clicking, no hand movement. So you go from winding it to setting the time. And if you need to start winding it again, you got to screw it back down, re-engage the clutch system, back it back out, and do it again. But if you don't like that wobble crown, when you're pushing a crown on, you can just pull it back and hold some tension there. Okay, Google, what time is it?
11:59 a.m.
11:59 a.m. Playing some Roosevelt in the background. If you're not a Roosevelt fan or even know who he is, you need to check him out. He's pretty awesome. All right. That's the build. 11:59. Almost there at 12. And brushed finish. Brushed case. If you ever get a nick in it, just use Scotch-Brite. Use the green side. Brush with it. Brush that scratch in. You won't make it disappear, but you'll make it blend in. So there's your build, sir. Hope you like it as I showed you. Matching beads here with a little bit of lume to them. This is just going in one of my special edition white BVW boxes. I already referenced it. It's going to come with the brushed butterfly clasp. And then every build comes with watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts. It is non-toxic, non-residue, non-streaking. So it's good for this whole watch. You also have some fine scratch remover in there. This is good on this acrylic glass. You can scratch it. If you do, no worries. Put a tiny bit on it. Buff against that scratch. Filling that scratch. Generate some heat with your thumb and you'll knock it out in about 15 seconds. Included ultra fine or ultra drying cloth. Microfiber included in there. So, yeah, just use an ultra soft microfiber. to buff that out. You can pick them up anywhere. They're almost like a, I don't know what the, I had the word and it's gone now. But if you get a microfiber that's ultra fine, that's what you want to use. That's a drying cloth, so that's going to be better for the glass cleaner. I included you one on the other one. I am waiting on more of those to come in, so I only have like one, and I've been waiting for 6 months for those to come in. So if you need to do that, utilize the other one that I've sent you to knock that out, or just grab an ultra fine microfiber and you will be fine. And then also, buddy, since I appreciate all your support, I'm throwing in something a little extra for you. I am throwing in one of my super soft, which I should just set the camera backwards and up so I can hold my hands out in front of me. One of my super soft wallets. You will like it, and the more and more you use it and tear it up and whatever, the more you break it in, it gets even softer. So yeah, that's me personalizing it for you, man. So but yeah, actually, if you use your leather conditioner I included before, you can kind of get this nice and patinaed and pushed around. But the more you nick it up and move it around and blend those colors in, the better, man. This is probably one of the proudest items that I have. So throwing one of these in there for you, man. I appreciate you a ton. And thank you, everybody. If you watch this long, sometimes I'm a little more thorough than other times. But thank you, Damien, for your support, and everybody else out there. So if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.